Hi, we're Roy and Karen, and this video is about our Christmas journey to Texas.
As you know, we're retired, and one of our biggest, let's call them regrets over the past 3 years, is that we haven't been able to spend Christmas with our kids.
I've missed that.
It's been so long. And now that we don't have to answer to employers, what's the first thing we did? Head back to Texas and spend Christmas with Bridget and her brand new hubby, Taylor. Oh my God, it was such a great trip.
It was probably the best one we've had in the 3 years of going back and forth. It was awesome.
One of the best parts was just the way that it started, in that, well, number one, we didn't have to leave after work.
No.
So instead of rushing after work to get ready to finish packing and make sure you got everything, and of course, because you're rushing, we always forget something. Like I remember the last RV trip, we forgot the cup we used to measure the boys' dog food. Something really dumb like that, you know, but we always forget something. But leaving at, let's say, 7 o'clock at night on a Friday means let's see how far we can get. Let's get to that Cracker Barrel and pass out.
It's dark, we're tired.
You're not seeing anything. This time we left early in the morning, and this was our first time doing what is called a harvest host. You join this club. There's 6,000 wineries, distilleries, breweries, museums, golf courses, just all farms that will let you stop there for the night and boondock. Boondock means you're not going to hook up to their water or to their electricity. You're just going to park in their parking lot and then enjoy what they have to offer you.
And they have a time frame where they want you to check in, and we had a lot of time, so we got to do some exploring that we weren't expecting to do, and went out to see Steinhatchee and Carabel, the looper destinations.
It's true.
On the Gulf. And
so we took the long way, which we would never normally do. If it's going to take us 3.5 hours, we want to get there in 3.5 hours. We would never add an hour on to our journey
just because.
And this time we did.
Yeah.
But just past Carabel was that Crooked River Lighthouse, and I think that's our first lighthouse in Florida. But this one was so cool. We had so much fun talking to the folks over there. How are you? How you doing?
You were in a 14-year-old replica of the original Lighthouse Keeper's house. In the original, this room was the parlor. That was the kitchen. Now it's home to our original lens made 1894, Paris, France. The museum.
So how old is that lighthouse?
It's from 1895.
Okay. It was nice to travel along the ocean. In this case,
the Gulf.
The Gulf. Before we got to our destination, which turned out to be this wonderful little, almost brand new, maybe a year or two old winery. The folks had moved from Oregon.
Southern Oregon, which is where we were at one point.
Right. They haven't exactly figured out exactly what grapes to use here in Florida.
And they don't want to do the wines with the muscadine grape that's so common here.
That's a grape that works well in this environment, but it don't make the best wines.
Dry wines.
But it was so nice after having our, I don't know how many hours, maybe 5 hours of driving or so, to pull into a winery and then do some wine tasting instead of pulling into a Cracker Barrel completely exhausted and just passing out. We didn't mention the name of that winery. It was in Defuniak Springs, and it was called Chateau Lacour. Oui. And one more thing we didn't talk about. On our last trip in the RV, the last big trip. When we went to Bridget's wedding, the tires went bad. The electricity wasn't working. We were having nothing but drama for half that trip. On this trip, perfection. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing. It was so nice.
Just to enjoy the journey with each other, no rush to be anywhere, taking our time, exploring new places, stopping in Louisiana.
So that leads us to day 2. And we went to, what does it say here? Lafayette, Louisiana. That was our next harvest host. And this time it was Wildcat Brothers Distilling. Now I gotta tell you, this was a different kind of tasting. This was a tasting we had never done before. Usually, they'll give you an ounce, maybe 2 ounces. If it's a really big pour of wine, that's not really a big deal. When somebody pours you an ounce of rum and they're gonna give you 6 pours, we were so toasted. Now, the good thing about being in Harvest Hosts is that you're not driving away. You're just walking to where you parked your RV. Okay, tell us again.
So what you're gonna wanna do is take this first sip, you're gonna wanna chew on it, like a little small sip, because basically it shocks your taste buds. It's like it's poison. Like you wouldn't be stupid enough to take poison twice, so the second time it's gonna be a lot sweeter and a lot smoother.
Moonshine.
What? We don't know nothing about that.
I bet.
Yeah, when we get done with our old bottles.
Okay, so the second one will be better?
We don't give those to people.
The second sip will be better now?
Yeah, so the first sip you want to chew it, you can get all the flavor in. The second sip you should be able to taste the flavor, get a lot smoother of a taste.
Oh,
Wow,
perfect. Who knew?
not me.
In fact, your brain thinks poison at first, so it tells you
These are big
it's
pours.
bad for you. But then a second sip, it's like
We're gonna be toasted.
Oh yeah,
I thought rubbing alcohol. That's me. One in a row.
good thing you don't have
Did you polish yours off?
All gone.
Oh,
You guys have been walking on your lips. Down the hill.
who the hell are you anyway? What did you say your name was? Okay, honey, let's chew our rum.
No special treat for this?
Here, let me hold that
It's the
camera.
same. You can. I mean,
Chew
I
and
don't know.
sip.
It is neat. I would recommend 2 sips, but if you want to down the hatch, I'm not judging.
I think this is
But I
gonna be
mean,
good
we do
with that
make beer,
pina colada
for
we're gonna be making.
Acadiana food tour. We have a
Going to
bread pudding
Texas,
with
gonna see
filet made in the
Old
home
friends,
sauce.
the Schwanzes and the Alvarezes, and we're making you
Pina
pina
colada.
skinny pina coladas with spiced rum.
You'll taste the new flavor. It's like
Wow. This
like,
is the coffee, this
really
is the
try to
pepper.
focus on black coffee.
We asked them a question. We said, so how do you, which one of these rums would work good in a pina colada? Because Karen's just figured out how to make like a 0 sugar, almost no calorie, no carb pina colada. And you need rum. And so she said, well, I make a good pina colada and I would make it with this rum. Would you like to try one? Okay. Do it again.
I am. Okay, let's dress her up.
Look, garnishy. Look, garnishy.
So pretty.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the vote. Come on. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Does not suck.
Okay. Does not suck.
No.
Thank God.
And then the folks that we're enjoying this with had made their own eggnog mix that they make. That's how they celebrate the season.
they make-
Also goes with rum.
He went out to the RV and he comes back with this gallon milk jug filled with homemade eggnog.
With the good old milk jug in the middle.
Hey, get a drink. Get a drink.
What is that? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Cheers.
Remember, it's video. You can move. You can talk. We met with one of the Wildcat brothers, Tate, who was so funny.
Yep. What a
and
character.
so full of life experiences as far as distilling is concerned. He just gave us so much information and so in such a funny way.
And loves what he does and loves to share it.
Absolutely.
So what the heck's your name again?
I am Tate Martin, one of the founders of Wildcat Brothers. Welcome.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. You know, the tastings are very healthy.
They are. I mean, that's how I got my figure.
I hope we don't fall down the hill getting back to our RV.
We have a forklift. We can bring it out.
That's what she said. And I said, what are you trying to say? Are we a wide load or something?
No, but we can fit 4 of y'all on a forklift.
Sign an autograph on his head.
Yeah.
What have I gotten myself into?
Great place, great experience.
Absolutely.
And then we go down the little hill to our RV and we have a pond view and animals and it was a nice location on top of everything
I mean,
else.
imagine having a water view at this distillery instead of being at a Cracker Barrel. It was beautiful. It was nice and quiet.
Good times.
This was a good decision to get the Harvest Host. Next is days 3 through 9. Now, that's an amazing thing all by itself for us because we don't generally spend more than a couple of days in a campground. The most we've ever spent was 5 days. And again, that was visiting Bridget. And we stayed at Lake Georgetown. We stayed 7 days at McKinney Falls State Park in Texas. We have never done that before. And this is actually going to be the longest RV trip we've ever been on, 12 days. And it's because we're retired.
Because we can, why not?
Now, you're asking, why only 12 days? Why didn't you stay longer? Because we want to come back for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun and
Yep.
I had to wear my blingy pants.
Most of the days that we were there, we walked the boys to the falls.
No, we covered every trail that they had. And it was very enjoyable and
It was
peaceful.
really nice. Only the upper falls had water.
That time of year for Texas.
Yeah. And then we went to the lower falls. There was some water, but it wasn't falling.
So that was a nice little hike, huh?
Yeah, it was fun.
Over by the
McKinney
creek.
State Falls or McKinney Falls State Park. That was the falls.
That was the falls?
That was the upper falls.
It was cool. It was nice. But we just got a text.
Go back and meet Bridget and Taylor.
And
Then maybe we'll go to the lower falls.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
That group.
Wait, hold on.
Who's that?
Lemmy.
Who's that in the back?
Lemmy.
That's Lammy.
Lemmy.
Hi, Lemmy.
Hey, no
Oh,
growling.
good. And who's that one?
Hiya.
Huh?
The mean one.
And who's that?
Paya.
Paya.
You can meet your daddy. They're going this way. We gotta
Going
go.
the wrong way. We're going the wrong way.
But also most days, we either went to visit Bridget and Taylor, or we went to visit old friends, our small group from Texas.
Yeah. Got to spend Christmas service with them and enjoy a meal with the family.
That was so good.
And then once again got together with both families. And in between, we got to go over and see our old place where we
The old neighborhood.
tried the 2.0 knot.
Right, we went over to Divine Lake, which is where Karen and I got married. And, you get to reminisce, think about it. You still happy, honey?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Then we got to spend Christmas all together with Taylor's family, and they welcomed
that's a
us
great
in,
story.
and that was just awesome to be able to have that experience. We knew when we moved to the villages, we were moving away from our family, and we made the move, so we can't expect them all to come here. It's awesome that they let us come there.
But they have a tradition that Well, we asked them, what should we bring with us? And they said, no, don't bring anything. Just come just come with yourselves. Well, what we found out is they have a tradition, and we would have loved to have participated in it.
So we can do one at a time?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have enough battery for that.
Yeah,
Here, hold on.
just ready for some wine.
Show me your biggest box, and then we'll go from there. Just show it. Okay. All right. What do you got? Okay.
Let's have the Bucky on it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it is over there.
Nice.
Every person got a Bucky sweatshirt, and everybody got a bottle of flavored soda. Like they gave me a Bidenberry, blech. And they gave Karen Havana banana.
Havana banana.
And then somebody got beet soda. That was pretty fun. Everybody got different flavor, and everybody got something to help them participate with the family. Well, now we know what to do next year. So everybody will get a present, and it'll be a similar one. So it ties everybody together. We loved it. It was such a great tradition. And they didn't spend a lot of money for this stuff. It was just fun.
Right, and then everybody's sitting down to the meal together, and we're hoping to crash that party again next year.
Don't tell anyone. So you mentioned that we had spent Christmas Eve with our small group, but that was also our first time meeting their new grandbaby.
Yeah, they had a new baby that already turned 1 because we've been gone, and we finally got to meet little Tommy. That was awesome.
That was so great.
Yeah, and seeing these kids, I mean, we knew them when they were kids, and now they're kids.
And,
They're young
now
adults.
there's new babies in the picture. Really amazing.
Yeah.
I just remembered at the Christmas party, Bridget got Christmas presents for our boys, Yukon and Colt. And I just realized we just kept them away from the presents because they're making a racket with them. we locked them away from them.
Yeah. They love their duckies.
They got these crackly duckies. There's some kind of something inside of that when they chew on them, they crackle, but they also on one end have a little squeaker.
Squeaky ball. So
They love them, but we can't have them doing it while we're on the video.
makes for awkward sound.
You would not enjoy it. When they're eating their bacons and you hear that munching in the background, that's okay, but these squeaky ducks, no, we can't
It's
have
over
that.
the top.
Before we even got to Texas, Bridget had called me and she said, Dad, I have a favor to ask. There's something from my childhood I would like to relive with my new husband. And that is you doing the Jewish Hanukkah dinner, the prayer. And it put the napkin on your head. And so I said, well, I have a yarmulke now because I've been to Israel and I actually have one. She goes, no. It would be more like the experience when I was a kid when you put a napkin on your head.
Let's stick to the tradition.
And
Our
she
family.
wanted to hear this in Hebrew, which I can do a little bit of a prayer. We went to the H-E-B. H-E-B is an amazing grocery store in Texas, and the one where we used to live had an entire section of kosher food. But we were in downtown Austin, and we went there, and they had nothing.
Not even slim pickings. It was just nothing.
Nothing. So I grabbed bagels, I grabbed cream cheese, and I grabbed some lox. Lox is smoked salmon. And that's kind of like a Jewish breakfast. All right, at least we'll have something that's Jewish.
No potato pancakes, latkes, no matzo ball soup.
No matzo ball soup, nothing. So, but that was fun. We had a great time, and Bridget got to have her dad do something for her for her new
Let's
husband.
share that tradition with your new husband.
And the other thing I should mention is that Every night we would get back to the campground, at least most nights. Some nights we got back pretty late, but most nights we got back to the campground just in time for sunset. And I know you grabbed some pictures. They're just beautiful. We'll put that up there.
But this park is in a great location. Every time we go back and forth to Bridget and Taylor's, we get to see the Austin skyline. And as we come out of the park in the morning, we're facing due east, so we can see the sunrise. And it's just
beautiful.
a great location.
One morning, it was so cold. I don't know if you remember it. It was so cold, and we put the fireplace on the electric heater. And I have this picture of with our feet up.
Cozy and wonderful, and we were just so comfortable and relaxed, just relaxed.
There was no drama ever during this trip. So now we're on the way back. This is now day 10, and we're heading to this little place called Gonzales, Louisiana.
Just outside of New Orleans.
Just outside of Baton Rouge, actually, just down the street. And this was called Sugarfield Spirits. And this place was different from the other ones. It was supposed to be a lot of rum, but they really had a lot of vodkas, flavored vodkas.
I think we happened to select, there were so many choices. We ended up selecting a lot of vodka choices, I think.
So we got finished doing the rum and the vodka tastings, which were really amazing.
Had our little tour. And
yeah. Now, is this the place where we had that creamy coffee thing that was kind of like Bailey's, but way more better?
Way more coffee.
It was so delicious. And
we'll have to see if they ship.
And refreshing.
Or stop on our next trip.
But we got all done with that. And I don't know how much money we spent.
Oh, yeah, the Harvest hosts, they encourage you to spend $30 when you stop with the business. Well, we had no problem.
Before we took off, I just realized, wait a minute, they have a cidery and a meadery also. Where's that? And they said, across the street, there's a whole nother building over there, a whole nother tasting room with a whole giant board filled with all these different flavors. They got wine, they got cider, they got mead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do another tasting.
While we're here.
Might as well. And it was so fascinating. I said, just give me one, because I don't know what I'm doing. So he gave me an apple cider, and it tasted like the Granny Smith green apples that I love, but dry. Dry and refreshing. Terrific. Okay, you got something with a little bit more sweetness? Let me try that. So you gave us one that was strawberry and apple. Oh my God.
And these were definitely hard ciders, not sweet.
No, this is good
Very
though.
savory though.
And then I wanted to try the mead, and I saw one that said honey mead. And I went, yeah, I'm going to try that. We had so much fun.
Great stuff.
But now, let's go back to the money. Because the whole idea behind joining Harvest Host was that you pay them $85, $100 a year, and you get access to all 6,000 places you can stop for free. In that you can camp for free. But now they expect you to support the business, so they want you to spend about $30. Well, I'm thinking, instead of spending $50 for a campground, I can spend $30 and support a business, and I get to taste something and do something. Maybe it'll be a museum, maybe it'll be a wine tasting, whatever. But that's not how it works for us. And at Sugarfield, we walked out with a $140 bill.
I think
we could have stayed at 3 campgrounds. So we're going to be doing Harvest hosting more and more over this next year since we're members, but we're going to have to figure out how to budget.
Yes.
On day 11, I looked and looked and looked, couldn't find a Harvest host within the driving range that we were looking for. And when we were looking at the map together, Karen said, but what's that right there? I said, oh, that's Florida Caverns State Park.
Hadn't been there yet, always wanted to go.
Let's go. So that's what we did. So I gotta tell you, if you haven't been to a cave before, this is a terrific cave.
Yeah. And it's a great place to go if you're in the area and need a place to stay. Why not? It was a cute little town we drove through.
It had everything you'd want to see in a cave. You got stalagmites, you got stalagmites, you got bacon, you got birthday cake, wedding cake, all the different things, they give them all these names. Everything you'd want to see is there. And the tour guide was great. It was fun.
Lots of bats there, but here we are, New Year's Eve, almost, New Year's Eve, and the bats were sleeping.
They were hibernating. I guess they hibernate for like a month and a half, and we happened to be there just at that time.
And then here we are, just 4 hours from home, and makes the journey so much easier.
We planned the trip to give us the least amount of driving on the final day, day 12, on the way back to the villages, because of New Year's Eve. We could have stayed out longer. It was such a great trip. We had no jobs to go to. We could have just kept on going and going.
And that was an amazing feeling to have all that pressure off that we're just gonna get there and that's fine.
We got back just in time to shower and get dressed in your blingy clothes so we could make a New Year's video for you guys. We hit all 4 of the squares and we made a video right here. Go check it out. In the meantime,
We appreciate you stopping by.
see ya.